Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Newsbrowse News broadcast. Metrote.uk provides an intimate look into the MV Hondius cruise ship, which became a floating quarantine zone due to Hantavirus outbreak. Amid global concerns and countries debating its docking, passengers and crew tried to maintain normalcy by watching football, reading, and having hot drinks. While some, like Qasim El Hato and Qasim Hato, downplayed the situation, others, including travel vlogger Jake Rosmary and Helene Guesser, shared emotional accounts of fear and uncertainty, highlighting the mental toll of being stranded. A French woman's hantavirus symptoms were initially dismissed as anxiety before her condition became critical. The outbreak is believed to have originated from bird expert Leo Schilperord, who visited an Argentinian landfill. He and his wife Miriam died, as did a German woman on board. Several others, including Americans, the ship's doctor, a guide, and a man in St. Helena, tested positive or showed symptoms. The MV Hondius is headed to Rotterdam for deep cleaning, after which it will resume tours. Pharmacist Thorun Govan clarified that hantavirus, spread by rodents, rarely transmits person to person and poses a low risk in the UK, not leading to a pandemic. NPR reports that Israeli lawmakers have overwhelmingly approved a bill to establish a special tribunal with the authority to sentence to death Palestinians convicted of taking part in the October 2023 Hamas-led attack. The measure passed 93-0 in the 120-seat Knesset, reflecting broad support for punishing those responsible for what was Israel's deadliest attack. Rights groups, however, have criticized the bill, arguing it makes the death penalty too easy to impose and could undermine fair trial procedures. They note trials are to be live-streamed and sentences decided by a majority judge vote, drawing comparisons to the 190-62 Eichmann trial. Concerns also exist about the reliability of evidence potentially extracted through harsh interrogation. This new bill is distinct from a March law allowing the death penalty for future murder cases against Israelis, which also drew international condemnation. The October 7, 2023 attack killed some 1,200 people and took 205,904 cancer, leading to Israel's offensive in Gaza, which has killed over 72,628 Palestinians, according to the Gaza Health Ministry. Al Jazeera reports that Malaysian authorities have launched a search and rescue operation following the capsizing of a boat carrying 37 undocumented migrants off its western coast, near Pangkor Island in Perak State. So far, 23 people have been rescued by local fishermen and handed over to authorities, while 14 individuals remain missing. The Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, MMEA, supported by Marine Police, the Navy, and the local fishing community, is continuing the search with boats, a helicopter, and surveillance aircraft. Initial investigations indicate the migrants departed from Kisaran, Indonesia, on May 9th, destined for various locations across Malaysia, including Penang, Terengganu, Selangor, and Kuala Lumpur. This incident underscores the hazardous nature of such crossings, often facilitated by human trafficking syndicates, which tragically led to 36 migrant deaths in a similar event in November 2025. Annually, an estimated 100,000 to 200,000 Indonesians undertake this dangerous journey. Japanese Finance Minister Sasuke Katayama announced on Tuesday that she and U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent affirmed cooperation regarding foreign exchange market developments during their meeting in Tokyo. Katayama stated that they shared the view that Japan and the United States are cooperating very well over the currency market, indicating U.S. understanding of Japan's yen buying, dollar selling interventions implemented since late April to address the yen's sharp depreciation. The ministers agreed to maintain close cooperation, building on a joint statement issued last September by Bessent and then Japanese Finance Minister Katsunobu Kato. This document expressed tolerance for interventions aimed at combating excess volatility and disorderly movements in foreign exchange rates. Katayama further emphasized that the Japanese side gained full understanding from Washington on the matter. Additionally, Katayama and Besant discussed economic measures in both Japan and the United States, with Katayama reporting that neither of us pointed out any problems, including on spending. However, she refrained from commenting on whether discussions included the Bank of Japan's monetary policy. This news comes from Jaijai Press. Antara reports on an upcoming crucial diplomatic meeting in Beijing between Chinese President Xi Jinping and U.S. President Donald Trump. This will be Trump's first state visit to China since his re-election and the second time Xi has hosted him, following their last engagement in Busan in October 2025. Amid a complex global landscape and shared challenges, high expectations surround how the leaders will manage differences and guide their country's pivotal bilateral relationship. Head of state diplomacy has consistently stabilized these ties, with Xi advocating for mutual respect, peaceful coexistence, and win-win cooperation. Critical issues on the agenda include the Taiwan question, where Xi stresses prudence on U.S. arms sales and trade disputes, for which both sides seek long-term solutions over retaliation. Xi has warned against strategic miscalculations that could lead to a Thucydides trap. The article highlights historical moments like ping-pong diplomacy as precedents for positive engagement. With both nations facing significant domestic and international milestones in 2026, including hosting APEC and G20 summits, cooperation on climate change, counter-narcotics, and artificial intelligence remains essential for global stability and prosperity. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.